How did prisoner psychology impact their outcome during World War II in analysis of the Great Escape? Your mental status and determination through a struggle can affect your outcome of a trial. Many times, regarding prisoners of war, this can be evident. The difference of a prisoner who chooses that they do not want to die and they are still in the fight versus a prisoner who gives up and accepts their fate is substantial. An example that shows this is the escape of Stalag Luft III, otherwise known from the book and movie titled The Great Escape. You may have seen this movie, but it is not the full true story. Prisoners of war across Europe were faced with mental destruction after realizing what may be how they lived the rest of their lives. They are now put in a position where there is what seems no hope, as they have been taken away from their families, from their brothers in war, and have what seems like nothing. Their possibility of escape looks to be zero. Now, they can go about this two ways. Give up, stop trying, only do what is forced, and die. Or you can do what seems impossible. Keep pushing, keep trying, and convince yourself to keep going. The prisoners of Stalag Luft III knew going in that this was one of the most advanced and protected camps of its time, and still planned to push for victory. They weren't ready to lose like most people. Most people were physically and mentally exhausted from fighting and couldn't go on any longer, so did the bare minimum, where these prisoners kept pushing. The escape of Stalag Luft III was one of the most iconic prison escapes of all time. The design of the Stalag Luft prison was meant to be escape-proof, including technology such as hidden microphones to detect digging. However, this was proved otherwise by incredible strategy, determination, and execution. A group of prisoners in the prison decided their fight wasn't over yet. They weren't ready to lose. These prisoners had to strategize and figure out their escape in the midst of horror and mistreatment. They spent time planning their exact route. They planned to make 3 tunnels with code names, and if one was to fail or be found by the Germans, they would have another chance. They designed trapdoors into the fireplace tile so that nothing would be suspected. One of their biggest problems they had to face, which almost seemed to leave a guaranteed trail, was the excavation of the sand. They utilized other prisoners to put the sand and dirt in their pockets and slowly disperse it. They recycled milk cans as shovels and figured out a cart system to move sand throughout the tunnel. One of their most advanced creations was their underground air pipeline to fill the tunnel with safe, breathable air so they could continue digging and not worry about coming up to get fresh air, and there were little worries of dying or passing out due to toxic air. A problem came up. The prisoners heard that many men were being relocated to other areas. They had to work quickly and had another thing to worry about amidst their other troubles. After almost 3 months of hard work, paranoia, and struggle, the day of escape was approaching. They finished and put their trapdoor on, and their only thing between freedom and a life of pain was a door. They waited about a week for a moonless night, and they had everyone who helped and planned first in line, and in the back were the prisoners who were simply offered the opportunity of escape. They began to leave one by one and hid in the tree lines and made their escape. 76 men out of the 600 or so who were in Stalag Luft III made it out successfully, and when the 77th man came out, he was spotted. The Germans began to search everywhere, and Hitler was enraged. 73 men were found, and those who returned who were alive were taken out by firing squad. 3 made it out alive and free. Even though this seems unsuccessful and tragic, it gave hope throughout the world that nothing is impossible during these times. There is no sense in giving up, and you must keep fighting. This showed that through a positive mindset, your outcome is affected. Imagine if all of these prisoners gave up. This great story of determination and pressing on would never have made an impact. Your mindset is a big part of how you physically survive, and even when things might be hard, pushing through it rather than giving up and having a different mindset truly affects your outcome.